The fact that this junior secondary is domiciled within the primary school where these children were learning is enough to make us agree that there is no need for new uniform for the junior secondary. They can continue with the uniform that they had in grade 6. Many other issues can also be dealt with administratively. Like, for example, we can agree all those schools that have been earmarked as feeder schools can still continue being CBC centers. Those are administrative issues that we can agree on as a country. They are not issues that will make us run away from a system that is already 9 years old. Other issues, and this is the elephant in the room, other issues can be dealt with resource-wise, because we need a lot of resources, and that is where a lot of challenges are coming from. For example, we need 30,000 classrooms for the CBC, but the government has constructed 10,000 classrooms. We can agree to appropriate more resources so that we can have more classrooms to accommodate the CBC to sort out that challenge. For example, we have recruited 36,000 teachers to teach CBC when we require 103,000 teachers. We can appropriate more resources for those more teachers to be recruited so that the challenge of teachers can be done with. We require 30,000 laboratories. That one requires resources. It's not a matter that will make us run away from a system that's already 9 years old, and a lot of resources has already gone into it. I know the system might appear like it has been rushed, but it is because of the transition that we are moving from grade 6 to grade 7. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, Honorable Speaker, sir, I will stop there with my contribution for now, and I say I fully support the CBC system, and as a parliament, as 13th parliament, I think we have a historic opportunity to give more resources to the CBC system so that this personalized system of learning, as opposed to the 844 system, does not get killed at this stage. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Rosa Buyu, Kisumu West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity, and I'd also like to thank Honorable Kaluma for making it possible for us to discuss this very important issue in the House this afternoon. Mr. Speaker, for the records, I'm a trained teacher and my TSC number is 240156. So I'm speaking with the authority of a trained teacher. Mr. Speaker, like one of my colleagues has already said, the train has indeed left the station, but it doesn't mean that we cannot look at things that might still be wrong with that train before it gets a final accident. Mr. Speaker, this could have been a noble idea, but I think it was rushed. Mr. Speaker, issues and challenges that are coming out now should have actually been given more time so that CBC would have been made more effective. Mr. Speaker, in my contribution, I'm going to zero in on the junior secondary school, and I'm going to talk about the parents. Mr. Speaker, the parents with these difficult economic times has just had another burden increased on their plate. If a parent had a standard 6 child who is now graduating to junior secondary, and the same parent had a child who did standard 8 and has got to go to Form 1, the burden of that parent is increased. Why? Because with the junior secondary, that parent has to now factor in getting new school uniform for that child who would have otherwise used the same uniform had they gone into standard 7. Mr. Speaker, we also know that if that child was not going to the new system or going to the new junior secondary school, where they are now required to pay money or to buy lockers and carry those lockers to school, the least that a locker is costing each parent is 4,500 Kenya shillings. Mr. Speaker, we know how much many of these parents depend on CDF bursary to effect the education of their children. When you load another 4,500 on that parent for the locker, when you load another 15,000 on that parent for the uniform for the junior secondary school, and the parent still has to cater for uniform and other requirements for the child who's going to Form 1. Mr. Speaker,